So today, one of the things that we're going to look at is audio effects. The interesting thing about electronic music, it is not just the instruments that you play, it's also you're playing with the sound. And so somebody mentioned plugins just now. And plugins are additional gadget devices that in software that you add into the music to change the sound. Now you have a drum loop here. It's a very normal drum loop that I've gotten from this pack called the Chop and Swing, which all of you have. The Chop and Swing, all of you have downloaded it weeks ago. And it goes like this. So that's the drum break by itself. But I can add on an audio effect. An audio effect will change the sound. And if you look at your notes, the first audio effect, I went alphabetically. I went down the line and I put in this thing, what is it called? In your notes, it's called auto filter. And in order to add auto filter to this channel where I put the drum loop, I'm going to drag the auto filter over into this column. If you actually had clicked on the triangle, you'll see there's many different presets of how the auto filter works. I'm not going to drag in any of the presets. I'm just going to drag in the top level one, which is the plain auto filter without any settings changed yet. So if I drop it over, I'm just going to take top one, and drag it over the column where the drum loop is. And now I see the device. This is called a device. If it's built into Ableton, we call it a device. If it comes from outside other software companies, we call it a plugin. Okay? If it's inside Ableton, we call it a device. If it's from outside, we call it a plugin. There's another word we sometimes use, which is called stock. A stock effect, meaning that it's part of the stock that you receive.
It's the default
devices
that comes with it.
Yeah, it comes with Ableton Live. So in Ableton Live, one of the differences between getting the intro version and getting the suite version is the number of devices you have. So this one is available to all. Now, if you look at, how do you see between one view where you see the drum loop and the other view where you see the device? Where's my device gone? It's at the bottom tab. You see the bottom tab here in the bottom right corner. There's actually two tabs. You didn't know there were tabs, right? Now there are tabs. There's a tab. I tab it and I see the device. I tab it, I see the clip. No, I tab it, I see the device.
You can also use Shift tab to toggle between.
Yeah. So now nothing is happening because remember I've dragged in the auto filter without any changes, right? Let's play with different things. The filter, what it does is that it takes the frequencies of the sound and it filters them. Wow.
What does filtering mean?
What does filtering mean? What it does is that it's going to cut away the ones that you don't want. Now you look at the shape of this filter, from left to right is from lowest frequency to highest frequency. So if I move the frequency to the left, then I'm going to be cutting away the higher frequencies. Let's hear what that sounds like. And if I bring it back to the right, it's sharper. There is a second setting called the resonance. Okay, if you saw that I was moving this circle, I'm able to do it two ways. I can either move this circle and the thing changes, or I can move this knob, which is the frequency knob. So I can change, and the same thing happens, the circle moves. I think it's more fun to move the circle, right? I mean, it's up to you lah. If you have a knob, you can move a knob.
The knob is for more precision changes if you need a specific value. The circle is if you just kind of want
to vibe, right? You want to vibe, you go for the circle.
Yeah.
The second setting is the resonance. Resonance, physics majors, anybody? Physics major?
Science people.
Science.
Signal processing.
At least physics A level. What is resonance? Okay. Resonance is when that frequency, the last frequency at where the circle is boosted. So that it begins to resonate with itself. Right or not? Correct? Correct? Huh? science people.
Sometimes people call it regeneration as well.
Talking nonsense, right? I'm a lawyer, so don't listen to me. Okay, so let's see what happens when you do the resonance, make that frequency resonate. Interesting? So that's how you get the effect that you hear in a lot of songs, right? And the frequency is making that last frequency peak, so it goes very squelchy. Now that means you can also do this not only with a drum break, and I'm going to show you one thing before I let you guys try it on. Okay, where's my packs? I'm going to take now an instrument loop, a music loop, like keys through the synth loop, sorry. Okay, this one. Let me stop the. Okay, I'm playing this thing. I'm going to drag on Okay, I'm going to drag on now auto filter back to the audio effects auto filter. I'm going to drag the auto filter on, and let's hear what it sounds like. So if I've got this going, I can start to really change the sound. So the sound is no longer static. And even as you're playing notes, you can actually move this around. Okay, two more things before I let you try on your own. Let's get back to the drum break and to the auto filter. Now this is a low pass filter. Let me change it to a high pass filter, exact opposite. Meaning I will only let the higher frequencies through. Now you see the thing is gone upside down. I'm filtering out all the things below this frequency, which means at the moment you're going to hear nothing. And true enough, you hear nothing. Now I'm going to let you hear more frequency. And that's from changing from one kind of filter, if you see these little things here, right? Changing from this filter to this filter. So you can, with changing different filter shapes, you can get different effects. Last thing is that there's this thing called an LFO at the side. The LFO makes the filter change as it is going along without you touching it. LFO stands for low frequency oscillator, meaning that it's going to oscillate, it's going to change at a low frequency, at a slow speed.
Yeah, you can think of it as a third hand, because you only have two hands.
Invisible.
An invisible hand, like that.
It's like a...
It's not like, it's not like the economics invisible hand, but it's like it's an invisible hand that takes a knob and moves it up and down.
Adam,
for
what's
you.
his name?
Smith.
Adam Smith.
Generic names, but yeah. Okay.
He really exists. Okay, so I'm going to change rate. I'm going to change to, now it says 1/16. I'll change it to something like 1/4. So every 1/4 beat, the thing will change. And right now the shape is in the sine wave, so that means it will be less and then more, and then less and then more. And I'm going to increase the amount so that you can hear like kind of like middle. Okay, let's hear what it sounds like. I'm going to move it. bit further down here so that you can hear it more. So this is as if I had an invisible hand going jig jag, jig jag. If I want to hear it more gradually, I'm going to change this now to 1 bar. Then you will hear it more slowly. Then it goes. But if I made it really fast, like 1/16, then you hear, or 1/32, then you will hear it.
The shape of the movement adheres to whatever shape you set here, whatever waveform you set there. So right now it's a sine wave, so all the movements to the cutoff frequency.
Shall I change the shape?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's change it. Let's change it to a.
Okay, before we press, what do you think this is gonna sound like?
Yeah, what it will sound like? How?
Just now with a sine wave, it was gradated, right? There was a kind of smooth movement. With a square wave, if you can tell here, this kind of jagged. How would it sound like? Sharp.
Sharp change.
Sharp changes.
Okay. Oh wait, I should make it a slower change so you can feel it more.
Okay. Maybe turn up the amount also, so it's more mix.
More little.
Yeah.
Correct. Suddenly up, suddenly down. Suddenly up, suddenly down. Now let's do random.
Okay.
Random.
So, random is sometimes also known as sample and hold. There's a reason for that, but yeah, it's okay. We'll get that later. Yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
So that was pretty random.
Yeah.
Okay, so please track it.